welcome to Pete NZ. This is going to be a quick one. I know I always say that, and it will be. I've only had Sunday today to work on the truck, and even with that I've had interruptions, so not much has happened at all. But I want to try and put a video up just to show that I'm still out there, and I appreciate the subscribers. I see I'm gaining a few more each week, and the view count is up. I'm not a big YouTuber, as you know, but I do appreciate it. And feel free to chuck a comment up. It gives me something to read, and yeah, I mean, even if I don't write a comment and a reply, I'm still reading them though. It's awesome. I appreciate the feedback. So I'm going to try and show you what I'm doing fifth wheel wise today. Just going to try and carry that in and put it on the frame. We'll work out position wise for the slider, and I'll show you the process I'm going to go through to remount that onto the truck, and a little bit in the cab. So apart from that, as I say, there's been nothing done on it this week. It's been pretty hectic. I'm trying to sow crops and get that done with our miserable weather here at the moment. It's springtime and big showers of rain, a lot of wind. It's the battle. Ground temperature's coming right up, so it's planting time for us. Get some seed in the ground and get it up and growing before we go dry. So yeah, I appreciate you watching and following, and yeah, hit that like button. As you know, it helps with YouTube, gets the videos out there, and I enjoy making them. So appreciate your time, and we'll chuck this together and make a video. Thanks for watching. Right, as you saw, we lifted that on. I've marked the center on the frame there, which will be the center for the mounts distance wise. So I've got to figure out where the slider is going to sit, whether I run the slider center as well in line with that mark, and that'll give me equal distance to travel forward and back. I need to put it in position, and I'll do some measuring. Okay, as you saw, we lifted that onto the frame of the truck. Yeah, done a bit of sliding around with it, done a bit of working out. So I've marked the center of the slider, and I've ended up with it sitting in the center of the angle iron mounts roughly. So I've had to do a bit of measuring. We've still got roughly still got a good 12 inches of travel to the rear on the slider, and obviously it's not sitting center in the slider. Oh, yes it is actually, sorry. Yeah, got 12 to go forward. So the slider is sitting center. That's awesome, I only guessed that. I mean, yeah, regarding trailers, yeah, I know watching the US stuff and that they don't have much forward distance from their kingpin to the front of their trailer. A lot of them are pretty bit like my transporter, only be out to here somewhere, just taking a guess. A lot of the B trains and Scull trailers here in New Zealand, yeah, don't quote the number. I'm only just throwing stuff out there. I'm not a trailer manufacturer. I know very little about all this, but I think they torque from the kingpin out. Sorry, I got to talk metrics here. I think they torque something like 1.5 meters. Sorry, this tape doesn't have inches or feet on it as well. I do own some. So I think they torque a swing radius like that. Could even be more for some type of trailers. So that's roughly what they're going to be. So there's my exhaust bracket frame. I'll try and lock the tape, and I'll sit it on something for you so I can stand back and show you. Might sit there. Promising. So there's the yellow tape from that's where it currently sits, the fifth wheel. And there's the bracket. We're getting pretty close to all the exhaust stuff here, front corner of the trailer. And obviously if you pulled a unit with a chiller on it, yeah, you'd be into this. It would never work. I mean, you slide it back obviously on the slider, but then the axle weight should be right. On my transporter, I'd have to go out and measure it, but I would take a guess from the kingpin forward, would only be, I'll chuck a number out there, only be about maybe 900 to a metre. I'd have to go out and physically measure that, sorry, to actually know. Could even be only 800, but somewhere around this mark here. So yeah, swing radius is very little, which is what I'm after. So I'm sort of come to the conclusion that's where it's going to sit. Obviously, I'll disassemble this fifth wheel and go right through it, check all the bushes. When I had it upside down outside before we brought it in, it looks really good underneath. There's no corrosion, it's all, yeah, all the threads are really good for any adjustments and that. It's done very little work, this fifth wheel. It's like new on the top plate here. I just obviously will have a good look at the jaw. Need to close it and look at all that in there. None of that's, yeah, it all looks good. Never owned one of those. Always had Holland fifth wheels in all the trucks we've had, and they've all been compensators or had compensator for sidewave movement. It's the only problem with the transporter with a narrow gooseneck in that they don't normally pull them on this type of fifth wheel. You normally got to have a full compensator, otherwise you'll twist the neck on the trailer. But for a little bit I'm going to pull with it. I'm not going to go off-road, and I'm not running big tonnage. We'll soon find out. We'll probably cock a wheel on the truck and we'll get stuck on the curb somewhere. Get stuck on a banana skin, I'd say. Okay, the other thing I've managed to do is I grabbed an hour early one morning here. I come to do some cultivation and it was shower rain, so I just waited till it dried. So I had time, I chucked the rest of the foam in. So I got that finished in the back of the sleeper here. I was quite pleased about that. And it smells a lot better. Get rid of some of the horrible stinky smell. Cleaned some of the carpets up in the back here. Found some carpet cleaner and yeah, come up really good. Starting to move along a bit now. It's obviously all full of dust in here still. Haven't finished sanding. I haven't got up on the roof, and where I've might be able to see just up here where a body filled the top of the rivet there. Well, I haven't sanded those off. Might have a go at those in a minute actually. See, and yeah, that's, yeah, as I say, just haven't got a lot done. Getting fifth wheel sitting on the frame was something I wanted to do. Just allow me to rattle the idea around in my head. So, be good to get that done. Truck's not super priority. Not like I need to go out and make money with it. It's only going to cost me money. That's what trucks do. So yeah, the weather's coming right. It's pretty warm today. It's very windy though. Comes right to get these tanks primed. Finished doing the body work on those. Just I'm still every now and then I walk past and I feel something and go, yep, need to fix that a bit more. Nice to throw some paint on things soon. Start to yeah. Don't know how much they're going to show up in the paint what I've done. Near enough's good enough. Like I kept saying, it's going to be a farm truck. Something I will show you. It's not a final concept. My young fella did a paint scheme for me. I said no, I don't think so. Anyway, all good. He enjoyed it. So I haven't really talked about this much. This is just still a concept. Yeah, the transporter I got is cat yellow, so I'm going to stick with a cat yellow on this yellow here. Don't look at the shade on the drawing, it's just what the boys had in their colour inbox. Yeah, going to run with white tanks, possibly yellow strapping. Something I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and it's just cab over truck, enjoyed watching it, and the paint scheme was cool. One of the things he did was the shock absorbers. He, like for me, I'm going to have a yellow frame obviously, yellow diffs, yellow hubs. Might chuck white on the shock absorbers. And my other thought I was having, just to break the yellow, a little bit different, but all this fifth wheel, the slider and fifth wheel, yeah, I might chuck that white here, just break it. Just ideas, that's all they are. The fenders, yeah, it's interesting, like turn around so you can look at my ugly face. So like the fenders on the truck here, it had plastic white ones, 2-piece. So something I've been thinking about is I may just put a full through set on here, because yeah, there again, be different. And for the mountings, I don't really want mounting brackets going onto the fifth wheel mounts area. I'd rather utilise some other holes in the frame. So, and they've got to be plastic. So that trailer of mine is just going to annihilate anything on there. Any good aluminium looking ones, they'll just get dented, scratched, pulled off. Yeah, I've got to have something which is flexible. So I want to keep the mounting brackets away from the top as well if I can. Otherwise, it's just not going to be able to move. I'll figure that out as I go along. It's still a long way off from that yet. So, because this fifth wheel height, I can't work it out because there's obviously no airbags in the truck, and I could jack it up, take a rough estimate, but whew, she's windy outside. But it's, yeah, it's going to be pretty low. So the neck on the trailer is going to be real close to the guards and that. Obviously when we hook it up and do a sharp turn and rip the guards off, we've got the calculations wrong. So, but yeah, our ruling here, we can't. So our ruling here is, I'll get my pointer. I was reading on our rules and regulations for trucks here in this country. Log trucks, I'll use the word exempt. They can run just a mud flat and they don't have to run full fenders, because when they piggyback their trailers, their wheels sit in here on some of the designs in between and that. So I think they're exempt. I was reading a bit and there's all sorts of exemptions for different things, but yeah, you've got to run full fenders with what I understand. So not that I would run a quarter fender. Yeah, it'll look awesome because, you know, it's an American truck and it's what you do. But with our chip seal roads, I mean, there's stones in these wheels here. I think it hadn't been on the road for 10 years. It's probably just dragging it around the yard here. So we get full of stones in the wheels, so there'll be nothing left with the back of the cab. And plus, as I say, we're not allowed to anyway. See that? It's just all the lugs get full of stones. So yeah, I'm looking at that one full length, one right along, and down like that. Just initial thoughts. And then it's got a bit of flexibility in the top here. The trailer comes across and pushes on something, it can push the guard or it can move. As I said, I want to try and mount them. I got a nice rear bumper arrangement. It's all fabricated, so my fenders should hopefully come around and mount into the back of the bumper bar. And I don't know if I would need a center support. If I did, I would manufacture something to come along, and yeah, I'd come down and like pick up this bolt hole here, so I'm not having any interference with the mounting of the fifth wheel bolts. You can do it. The existing ones had tubes and they had bolts through the tube, but I just don't even want to go near it. And then I'd come down the front here, and same thing, it'd come to here somewhere. Obviously the fuel tank's just here, and I'd go into the frame and I can make a right angle bracket, go over if I have to. Pick up some. Right, I'll just chuck the end on this video. As you would have seen, I was talking about the fenders and the GoPro died on me. Lack of use during the week, and I didn't realise it wasn't fully charged. But yeah, hopefully I get a bit more done this week on it and grab a few shots. And as I said at the beginning, I appreciate your views and thanks for watching.